Good morning. Welcome to Thinking is Contagious. I want to give you my take as we approach the election on the polls, the election, the status of where we're at. Here's my theory, and let's understand the premise first of polls. It's basically polls are commissioned by media companies or institutions, and they pay for the polling and they pay the pollsters, but they also direct the polling and the pollsters as to who gets polled. How many Democrats, how many Republicans? Do they focus on likely voters, enthusiastic voters? Do they focus on demographic? So these are all aimed and mandated and paid for. Let's analyze Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You have to be careful how you pronounce her name, because if you pronounce it the way that the liberals don't like it, if you put any kind of extra emphasis on a syllable or a word or a letter or something, you're deemed a racist. So you got to be careful. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Let's focus on them. Number one, during the Democratic race for nomination during the primaries, Biden was dead and buried. Kamala Harris started at 8 or 9% support and ended up having to bail out with like 1%. So you have the complete unlikability of Harris, and the people understand how fake and phony she is. You have this old 47 years in politics politician that stands for everything against what the progressive left is, gaining no traction until the Democrats panicked and saw that they were actually going to be taken over by socialists, and they rigged the outcome towards Biden. So let's start with the premise that you have two candidates that had no support from within their own party. All of a sudden, the polls showing that they're winning the election by double digits. Here's my theory on all of this, and I really hope I'm wrong. I gave you the mechanics of how these polls are conducted earlier. I'm giving you my feeling, the background on Biden, Harris, the incredulous way that they could be the nominees. And I think that what you're looking at, and I know this falls into the vein of conspiracy theorists, but really think about this. This is more than an election, winning an election. This is more than defeat Donald Trump. I think this is an attempt to defeat a system, the system of capitalism, the system of the democratic republic that this country has been, the political system of this country. The same way that Marx sought to destroy capitalism by overburdening the system with factors to destroy it, i.e., social initiatives, welfares, government subsidies, overburden capitalism to the point where tax income is less than outlays. When the system fails because of this manipulation of capitalism, then blame capitalism, and you have the ability then to interject the new system, which is socialism / communism. Well, I think you're seeing this here now. The attempt is These polls are manipulated, and the attempt is to convince the American people of several things. Among them, that Joe Biden is winning by double digits. Two, that Trump and the Republicans are dishonest, and that the system is rigged, the voting is rigged, and that have an overconfident public that Trump is out. You vilify Trump. He's the bad guy. We've gotten him out. We're ready to celebrate. Kumbaya. Everyone's happy. We're going to have peace and quiet in this country. Everyone's going to get along. Minorities are going to become, everyone's going to be rich. We're all going to share the wealth. We're all going to take all the money and divide it equally among all of us. Everyone's going to be happy forever and ever and ever. That's what they're putting out there. This false hope, this unrealistic, never can happen absurdity. And when it gets taken away on election day, then the plan begins to unfold, which is implode the system, overburden it, and implode it, and interject that it doesn't work. My prediction is the narrative is going to be democracy doesn't work, capitalism doesn't work, votes are rigged, the system doesn't work, we need to change this. Let's end capitalism, let's end democracy, let's end everything. And that's what is happening here. And the intent here is not that Biden and Harris win the presidency. I think the Democrats know that that's not going to happen. The intent here is that the left, the socialists, the left say the battle will be lost in November, but the war will be won shortly thereafter. When panic, chaos hit the streets, because people will be convinced that it was stolen from them, that this Biden-Harris ticket, which was ahead by double digits, was cheated out of the election, and that Trump has done this on purpose and has rigged the system and will be the president or the king forever and ever and ever. And that's the narrative. And the end effect is going to be, what they seek is chaos, rioting, looting, pillaging, civil unrest, so that they can come in and interject their system. They've been trying this for 4 years in a much more subtle way. Now they realize the only way to stop this man, a man who has disrupted the apple cart, the feeding trough of all politicians, they need to get rid of him. And this is how they're going to do it. And they're going to cause chaos. And I've always said this to you, to the liberals, to the Democrats, and to many Republicans, the rhino Republicans, any collateral damage is acceptable. They don't care. They don't care what it costs you. They don't care what, because they're insulated. They live in a bubble. It's not going to get to them. They're fine. You are collateral damage. You're acceptable. This is my opinion of what's happening. I know it sounds very much conspiracy theory, but I hope I'm dead wrong, but I don't think I am. I think I'm pretty much dead right. Think about it, and let me know what you think. All right? Have a good day.